Let's see who shows up. This is an unplanned AMA. I'm going to stay up here for, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 minutes. When there's more people here, I'll start explaining. Yeah, you got to donate, Zach. You got to donate. I'll talk about this in a little bit. I'll wait till there's like at least 50 people in here, then I'll start talking about it. If you're in here now and you want to donate already, it's in the description, I think. I hope it's in the description on YouTube, and it's in the chat. The link is in the chat. I would love to get this to 15 grand while I'm here. I'll do it till 8 o'clock. Right? 17 people. How you doing? Link is in the chat. Yes, it is. It is in the chat. Thank you. How are y'all doing? How's everybody doing in the chat? You got a new washing machine. In the Twitch chat, congratulations on the new washing machine. Maybe I should retweet it from my account. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? How much you spend on the washing machine? Curious. All right, so I'll start explaining. Last summer, I got a call or an email. I think I got an email from a Ricky listener who mentioned that his friend Mike was battling brain cancer. And he asked if I could send him a note, or I can't remember, send him a t-shirt, something like that. And I asked for his phone number, and I decided to just give him a call. So I called him, and Mike and I talked for a while. And at the time, he was going through treatment for the condition. It's in the GoFundMe exactly what his condition is. In fact, I'll read it here. He is battling multiple glioma brain tumors. And so he was going through treatment at the time. This was the last summer. And we talked for a while. It was a good chat. He was against Ben. He wasn't a Ben believer. That is my remembrance. I'm sorry, Mike, if I don't, if I'm not remembering that correctly. And we talked for a while, and then I sent him some stuff, and I hadn't heard from him. And then I just got a text message from him earlier today that all the treatment had not worked, and it was back, and I think he mentioned it's inoperable. And Mike is a young dude, man. He's a young dude. He's got a wife, and he's got 2 kids. And there is a GoFundMe for him as he continues to fight this right now. I'm going to put it in the chat again, and it's in the description here. So, of course, like, there's nothing I can do, right? I'm not a doctor. There's nothing I can do. And I'm not even a friend of Mike. I've just spoken to him one time, but he is a Ricky listener. He's part of our community, right? So I figured the least we could do was raise some money for him. And I had some time to kill right now, had about 15 minutes. So I decided to do an AMA right here on YouTube/Twitter/Twitch. And while I'm doing it, if you would like in the chat to go to that link and donate, it would be great. If you could donate $10, that would be great. If you can donate $20, that would be great. Again, it is in the chat. And while I'm doing this, I don't really have anything to say. This season just ended. There's no Mike here. There's no CJ. So if you could just ask questions in the chat so I have something to talk about, that would be great too. So I don't know. I don't have anything to say, really. Just the last thing I want to do is talk about fucking the Sixers. Though I assume I would answer Sixers questions if you have those as well. Or I could start going through emails, or I could just sit here and stare at it. So we're at $9,888. And I would love to get it to, like, my goal was 10,000. And I'd love to get it to 15,000. That would be, if I get to 15,000 next 20 minutes. All right. And please donate. You don't have to donate to ask a question, but please donate. All right. First one comes from Greg. What is the coolest part of your new job? Well, you know, it is pretty neat to get to work with, like, the hosts that I'm working with. And I loved working with the WIP hosts, but I knew them for so long, and they're like my family and my friends. And I sort of thrive off of challenges. So the idea of getting to work with, guys like Craig and Boomer and Gio and Tiki and Tierney and Keith and Sal and Jerry and Al and all those guys, it's just neat, like every once in a while, and this would happen at WIP. Every once in a while, I'll leave work and I'll look at the wall and I'll be like, holy shit, look where I work. I run WFAN. And then the CBS Sports Radio end of it now, too, with Damon, Amanda Laura, and Bill, and Maggie, and Perloff, and Zach, and JR, and Amy. It's just great. Working with all that talent is great. Scotty asked what the best Joe DeCamara story is. Oh, man, I have so many Joe DeCamara stories. A lot of them played out on the air. I've told a lot of them. I think my favorite one was when I hired John and Joe to work together, Joe DeCamara and John Ritchie. They had never met each other, which in retrospect has worked out pretty well, but it was a pretty big risk. So after they had both signed up, I can't believe nobody here has donated. We're at 9,888. I'm going to post the link again in the chat. Go donate. Get this to over 10,000 for goodness sake. Someone here could donate $112 and get it to 10,000. In any case, so once they had signed their deals, I was going to drive. At the time, John lived in Harrisburg and Joe lived in Philly or wherever he lived. And I was going to take Joe to Harrisburg to have dinner with John. We were going to dinner. So Joe gets into the car. We're going to get pizza in Harrisburg. So Joe gets into a car with a long legal pad full of questions, no lie, several pages worth, and tells me he's hungry and he's going to go get a couple of slices of pizza for the ride. Would I like anything? And I reiterated to him that we were going to get pizza, that's what the goal of this was. And he said it didn't matter. He needed pizza anyway. And he messily ate pizza in the car. Hold on. Peter asked, what's up with my Instagram? I don't know what you're talking about. Actually, I don't understand that. So, wow. Cone2K17 on Twitch. Where do you think the lanternflies went? Does anyone even remember them? They used to be everywhere. That is wild that they are not out there. It's fucking crazy. I actually remember when I was working at WIP, and that was in the city, and there weren't even any trees anywhere. For a while, you would walk out of WIP, and there would be a ton of lanternflies there. That's a strange conspiracy. What the fuck happened to the lanternflies? Okay, we're up to $1,000 or $10,060. And again, it's in the chat on Twitch, in the chat on YouTube, and if you're watching on Twitter, it's on the Ricky Twitter and on my Twitter as well. I don't know where the lanternflies went. Chris asked, Beal or role players? It's the only Sixers question I'd ask. Well, if they get Beal, it means that Harris is gone. And that's pretty good. I know this will get thrown back in my face because everything I say gets thrown back in my face. So I say it fully knowing this could happen. There is a lot of loser energy with a Harden Beal backcourt. It just feels like a lot of loser energy. So if it's either or, I think I would take the role players, even though that's probably the wrong answer. Mikey Brock, 80S, if I miss WIP. Yeah, I mean, I love where I am, but I miss all those people. I think going through the pandemic was together when we all kept coming to work was like a good bonding thing. And they're all my friends, so I miss my friends. You spend every day around your friends and then you just leave them one day. On Twitch, Jakey Phil 13 asks, I have a bathroom question. If you take a number 2, do you take a number 2 if someone else in the next stall is taking a number 2? I would not have a problem with that. Though, if the person next to me taking a number 2 is particularly noisy or disgusting, I can't handle that, even though I'm also doing something disgusting. Okay, what else do we have here? Wait, hold on. Chris, how did you and Mike meet? And more recently, how did CJ get involved with you guys? Mike and I met when I was the website and social media guy for WIP, and I was doing late night shows during the week. I would do one like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And Mike was either in college or had just graduated right around there and was writing for Liberty Ballers. And he wrote something on Liberty Ballers that disparaged my father. And I wrote in the comments that I thought it was funny, and I invited him on the air on WIP once. And it sort of started there. And I asked him if he wanted to do a podcast at some point. I actually think I did a podcast right before that with Rich Hoffman, and maybe did one with Derek. No, maybe not with Derek, but definitely one with Rich Hoffman. And Mike and I just, I guess, sort of had a chemistry. It was fun, and we just kept doing it. And CJ got involved by just cold emailing us, actually. He sent us an email after we had started doing video, and our video on YouTube was not very good because I was doing it and I don't know how to edit video. And he said that he could help, and he asked for a call, and we did a call. And I told him I didn't have very much money to hire him, and he had recently lost his job due to COVID, and we hired him, and we pay him more now. We definitely pay him more now. I think substantially more than when we started. Yeah. So, and he's become not just a video producer, but puts the audio together too, and the website, and is just a generally good human and good producer. Scotty, thank you for the donation. More of them would be great. More donations would be great. Would love to get, I know 11,000, 15,000 is a lot to ask, but if we could get to 11,000, 10,060. Zach asked if I could tell a Howard story that Howard wouldn't want you to tell. I don't think I know any Howard stories that Howard wouldn't want me to tell. I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously there's some that are private that I wouldn't tell, but I'm trying to think of something that you're looking for, something funny that he wouldn't want me to tell. I can't think of anything. Greg says he has lanternflies all over a tree every year. They're still around. They swarm a Starbucks in Lancaster. Maybe they're all at that Starbucks. What else? What else do we have here? Is your ceiling low, or are you sitting on a very tall chair? I sit on a elevated chair because I have a standing desk. So it's a stool. It's like a stool chair. So I'm not that tall. Greg S., is the ghost tattoo on your hand a tribute to a ghost story? I have one on my left wrist as a reminder of the power of that film. It is. It's actually a combination of Benji Harris did it in Jenkintown, and I told him I wanted him to combine a ghost story and Silverchair's diorama, the cover of that album. So he did like this sort of rainbow door with a ghost, and that's what it is. The ghost story for me is a test of whether I think somebody understands art or not. And if they think a ghost story is funny, then they don't understand art. So Kevin says you guys should offer memberships here on YouTube, but have it go to a fundraiser somehow. I know we should, now that we have a substantial YouTube audience. Absolutely. So if you want to donate on YouTube rather than going to the GoFundMe, that's fine. Oh, 1,180. Love it. Thank you. But I would rather you just go right to the GoFundMe. It's easier. Our friend Jason asks, not a question, but walking into work today, I remember Rock Covington. Hadn't thought of that in a while. Yep. Still call him Rock. Alejandro. Hey, Spike, admirable that you're doing this. Just donated. My question is, who would win a King's Court game between you, Mike, and CJ? I don't remember that game. It's been a while since I played basketball. The only thing because of my back, I can't jump, and I can't jump and stop. I can't run on hard surfaces really, like sprint run. Like not the kind of run that you can do in basketball because of my hip and my back. So the only thing that I've done anytime recently is there's a playground like a quarter mile from my new house. And last summer I went and I shot around a lot, and maybe I'll do that this summer too. But I certainly couldn't win. I certainly couldn't win any game at this point. So it would be between Mike and CJ. Rob says, the rumors are Daryl is looking for a third star, salary cap aside. If you could pick a third star, who would it be? I don't know. I would pick a fucking second star. I think we have to get a second star before we get a third star. Oh, my chair is falling. So we should get a third star, or a second star, rather. Favorite memory as a kid from the sidelines of any sport? One day when I was a youngin', on the Veteran Stadium turf, Mike Schmidt was there. I guess it was before a game. It was maybe during batting practice, and he asked if I wanted to play pepper, and I had my gloves, so he did it, and he bounced it off the turf and hit me in the face, and I started crying. So there you go. Andrew asks, who's the coolest athlete you've met through your career or even through being around your dad? I've met a lot of athletes at this point, and a lot of them are really cool. The ones that we've met through the Ricky have been incredibly cool. TJ is great, and TJ has been really cool, I would say. So I've met a lot of, but a lot of them are cool. A lot of them are cool. So worst thing about Dave Silver, that would be a whole other AMA, I think. Dan says, favorite basketball shoes. I don't really own any anymore. I own a pair of, I think, LeBron 11s. That's it. Maybe a couple of Nike SBs, SB1s or something. I don't really wear basketball shoes anymore. Now, as far as looking at them, I do like the Kyries. I do like the Kobe's. I like low, what's it called? I like low tops. I don't really love high tops. Thank you for the donation. Marty Bones. Always wondered, what's the story behind you having that Limp Bizkit plaque on your wall? I can't believe, did I say it was a Limp Bizkit plaque? How do you know it's a Limp Bizkit plaque? It's definitely a Limp Bizkit plaque. So when I worked, excuse me, hold on. Not everybody knows this, but before I did sports radio, I worked in music radio for about 15 years. I worked at WYSP and, what's it called? Come on, just, if everyone could just donate $20 right now, I'm going to put it one more time in the chat because I got to go. Put it one more time in the chat. Everyone could donate $20. There we go. So anyway, I worked for two stations, WYSP and Q101 in Chicago. When I was working at WYSP, we played the cover of Behind Blue Eyes that they did on Results May Vary, which I loved. I actually love that record. We talked about it on Carl Lender Record Club a little bit too. I'm a big fan of Results May Vary. It's the one album they did without Wes Borland. And we played that song more than anybody. That's the album that had Eat You Alive on it. It had Red Light, Green Light. It's good album. Anyway, it got the album went gold, and I had some other plaques that I eventually got rid of, but we demanded that plaque from the label. And I remember I asked Bobby Silver, who was the Interscope rep, both me and the other guy, Gil, who worked there, we were like, we deserve plaques for this record. This record would not have gone gold without us. And they got us the plaque, and that's it. It's one of those things where if you ask for it, it should mean less, but the fact that I asked for it actually meant more to me. What did I have? I had Breaking Benjamin one, I had A Perfect Circle, I had 3 Days Grace, all the bands that everybody here probably, just tons of credibility with these bands. But I got rid of all. I gave them away or sold them for charity or something. But that's the story behind the Limp Bizkit one. Close to my heart. Would never get rid of it. Have you ever played Kurt Cobain's signature Jag Stang? I have not. I've been curious about it. My wife got me the Jaguar that is up on the wall. It's so just a weird guitar to play. I love the way it sounds, but you have to, because of the bridge on it, because of the way the strings fit on there, you have to play pretty heavy strings to keep it in tune. And I just don't have strong fingers. I play nines normally, so playing those heavy strings is tough on me. So I've never played a Jag Stang. Somebody asked who the secret band is. I will never. Though I can tell you there is somebody in the chat who knows who the secret band is. All right, give me one more $20 donation. We're at 10,365. When we get to 10,385, I'll stop. But that is just one more $20 donation. Clay asks, who would win in a boxing match, Brett Brown or Doc Rivers? Oh, Brett Brown. Brett Brown's in way better shape than Doc Rivers. I mean, Doc Rivers has the former NBA player hips. Like he walks around like he like Charles walks around like that. Rick Mahorn walks around like that. Brett Brown walks around like a normal guy. He would be fine. Has there been talk of getting Danny Green on the pod? I saw him talking about Pat. I never listened to his podcast, so I've never heard him like talk except for after games. But I saw the clip about Patrick Beverley, and he seemed great. I would love to get Danny Green on the pod. That'd be great. Am I a metalhead? I was for a long time. I love metal, but I'm old now, so the super heavy stuff I'm not quite as into. but I'm a metalcore guy. Like August Burns Red, Unearth, and Killswitch Engage. Anything with a breakdown. Brian asks, is this a Rio Grande Vipers hat? It is not. It is a Florida A&M hat. Florida A&M is a HBCU. They're the Rattlers, and that's what this hat is. Favorite Kanye song? Not a big Kanye guy. What's the one where he sings, "This is a song for the douchebags, a song for the assholes"? I kind of like that one because it sounds like "Torn" by Natalie Imbruglia. And finally, Connor asked, beach or mountains? My wife would take beach. I would take mountains. So there we go. Anyway, I'm going to leave this on YouTube. I'm not going to put it as a podcast, but if you're watching this on YouTube in the aftermath, please, Older In Flames. I love Shadows Fall. I did not like In Flames. If you're watching this after live, the link to donate to Mike's GoFundMe is in the description. Sending love to Mike and his family. God bless you. We'll be praying for you. Thanks to everyone who donated, everyone who watched. See you.